Now, sometimes I get a question, which is, why do I own bad movies? Well, I guess I'll try to explain it here. To ask why I buy bad movies is to ask why I buy any movie, which is right now, I'm still a big fan of physical media, so I'm going to continue to buy movies on physical media. Um, and I tend to buy, good movies. I'm gonna buy good movies wherever the chance available. It'll be a good movie. But sometimes I do own a bad movie, so I guess I'll try to explain why that may be the case. Now, like here, do I really need to own every single Saw movie? Probably not. But because they're all in a series, that's one reason why I own bad movies. It's kind of like the Poltergeist sequels. Actually, the second one's not too bad. The third one's pretty, this one's not very good. But since it's part of a series, and actually in this case, the reason to buy this would just be for the great special features that come with it, which is another, reason why I tend to sometimes buy bad movies. It completes the series. I don't have the remake. But there's other movies too that I may buy that are bad for various reasons. Here's Mars Needs Moms, which I was able to discover on here, which was actually quite easy to find in the end, but for some reason, for how many years this was released on Blu-ray, no one ever found it. It's actually not even promoted on the back. No, wait, no, it is. Full motion capture experience with audio commentary. I actually don't know if that is a special feature, but basically the version of the movie that has Seth Green's voice is actually available on this Blu-ray. It's not a good movie, but I actually bought this for a review. So that's another reason why, you own bad movies, is maybe it's because it's for a review. But then there are just those cases where here's another one. Gotta own the sequel if you're gonna own the first one, right? This is actually a pretty neat set. Mad Shout Factory's so good. But yeah, sometimes, again, it's because I'm trying to collect every single DreamWorks movie. Maybe that's why I own something like Shark Tale on Blu-ray. I kind of have a guilty pleasure for that movie, if you ask me. Sometimes it's just for, like, the strange phenomenon of the movie itself. The fact that this movie was even, like a thing that Warner Brothers, or at least Allied Artists, but they were kind of a notable company as well, for someone to think that this is a movie that should be released. Yeah, crazy. But that's, there's some of these movies that are just kind of for the gimmick of owning them. It's, to me, worth owning them, Blu-ray or DVD, which is like why I have something like, this is more to finish the film series, but a lot of people don't even know this movie exists. Who thought that was a good idea? Yeah. So I guess that would be kind of the main reasons. It's either to, finish a series, it's to do a movie review, or it's just for the novelty of having the said bad movie, because why wouldn't you want to own something that maybe nobody else is able to say they own? I can't even find any examples, because actually when I think about it, there's not a whole lot of movies that I own that I think are awful. Now, I think usually what the question more is why would I own something on Blu-ray that I don't like? But it's kind of the same reasons. It's usually to finish a series that I already have every movie of. It's for a filmmaker's filmography. It's for, I guess if I'm talking about movies that are by a director I like, but I don't necessarily like the movie. Here's one. I don't really like this movie, but it was directed by Steven Spielberg, and since I own all his movies, I end up owning the BFG, even though I'm not a big fan of the movie. But yeah, that's usually the case. It's usually movies more that I just don't like. Because there's movies that I'm looking through in here that I'm like, I don't think any of them are necessarily bad, even just... Not bad, but I mean in a way where it's like I would never watch them. every one of them, I feel like there's kind of a guilty pleasure reason as to why I own them. Like, here's unique case. I do not like this movie, but since my fiance does like the movie, that's why we own it. Oh, and this one, God, just go check this out. This is like hilariously bad. Yeah, I don't know. It's mostly, just movies that maybe I don't necessarily like that much. But it's not really a lot of movies that I would say are outright terrible, or, you know, like something on the level of like having Chopkick Panda. I don't have a lot of Chopkick Pandas in my collection. But yeah, I still definitely have some bad movies once in a while. Probably the worst Marvel movie of the bunch that I can think of might be that or The Incredible Hulk, but you know, this is a tougher video to do than I thought because the explanation came pretty quickly. Why can't we talk more about, you know, just why do I own the movies that I love, like this? I think there was a Blu-ray release of this movie in certain countries, but God, this movie is such a good documentary. But that'll be all for looking at the collection tonight. I gotta rewatch this before a new movie comes out. Or should I say the new movies come out, because I guess there's 2 more coming. Thanks for watching this daily cinephile vlog. Also, I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but this movie, surprisingly good third act. When the actual NFL draft was going on, I kind of wanted to watch that movie again, so I guess it was effective.